Today's the day. The best video in Speaklife studio history. This is that video. Check it out. So earlier this week, you've probably seen the post that we posted. What's more important in 2020 for an artist's success? We had, I think, A was 50-50. It's 50% music, 50% the artist image. B, 98% the artist image versus the 2% of the artist music. Or the 98% the artist music and the 2% is about the image. We may have made some people mad by letting you know that actually B is the answer. Whether you like it or not, you've been wrong before, it's okay. No big deal. You know, we live and we learn. But in today's society, if you want to be successful, you've got to have a solid image as an artist. And I mean, not even as an artist. I mean, this goes for our producers, all of our creatives. It's going to be super key to make sure that you have a proper image, that you are properly portraying yourself, and you create an image that fits your music, your sound, your style. So the goal of today is to give you some tips, to give you some hacks, to give you some tools on how you can improve your image as an artist, producer, or creative. Point number one, music is a very small percentage of the equation in today's industry. One of the things that I see 95% of the time as a studio owner, as a recording, mixing, and mastering engineer, is so many clients come in here. You may book multiple sessions or you may knock out a lot of tracks, but that's only about 2% of the equation. If you're expecting 100% results and you're only putting in the 2%, you're probably not gonna get the results that you're looking for. For the people who really want to make this a career, you've got to know that the majority of the work actually comes outside of the recording studio. If you're wanting somebody to discover your music, the first impression is gonna be your graphic. You know, they're probably not gonna be playing your music. Whenever you're on Instagram and say you're scrolling, you know, Instagram's default is to have things muted. So they're not even gonna hear your music first. They're gonna see the graphic. What kind of first impression are you making with your graphic? What kind of impression are you making whenever they click on your profile? Is it high quality pictures, or is it just pictures that you snapped that don't look professional? This is your first impression on your new fans, on your new supporters. And before we jump into the next part, one of the examples that I like to give about this scenario as well is, say that we were the best, like literally the best recording studio in the world. Say that you created this product. It was literally the best product in that industry. The best, hands down, the best. But if you don't present it the right way and you don't help people discover your product, discover your music, nobody is gonna know who you are. You could literally be the best artist in history ever, but if you don't present it the right way, people aren't even going to give your music a chance. And to back up what I'm saying, I mean, look at the industry now. We all know that some of the mainstream artists aren't even that good. Some of them are actually terrible, trash, but they're making millions, and people hate that. But what they have done is they found their image, they found the lane that they're gonna stick to, they've created an image, they've presented themselves the right way. So it just goes to prove that it's not about your music, it's really about how it's presented and how you present your image. Number two, give people something worth supporting. So say up here at Speaklife, what we did is we made sure to get the cheapest equipment, cheap furniture. We never really cleaned up. It smelled like dirty feet. It smelled like wet socks. You ever smelled wet socks? Terrible. Have you ever felt wet socks? Even worse. And I went on Facebook every day and said, man, y'all don't deserve my studio. Y'all can go and support these other big studios, but won't even support your own people in your backyard. I feel it burning. I feel it burning some of y'all right now. I may have just lost half the viewers that were watching this video at this point, because you see it time and time again with artists. Y'all don't support my music. Y'all go and support these big artists, but you don't support your own people. Give them something to support, man. Stop posting that. If they're not supporting your music, then you're probably doing something wrong. If you're posting videos that look like trash, that was shot on an iPhone 5 and you didn't, the slow motion, it looks terrible. All your pictures look grainy and not good. Why would somebody support that? If you're developing your image as a producer, creative artist, and you're cutting corners, what kind of results should you expect? You should expect cut corner results. You expect halfway results. If you're halfway doing it, expect halfway results. You know, whenever you're posting, is your content really engaging? Does it really stick out? Does people want to engage with your content? Do people actually like your content? Or you just like the other 98% of the people who's just dropping music and hoping and praying that an A&R stumbles across your music, flies you out to Cali, flies you up to New York, flies you down to Miami? That's probably not going to happen unless you're really putting in the work and you are really forming your image. And one more thing before we jump into the resources and the app downloads, all that good stuff in point number 3. Whenever you start investing in clean visuals and good graphics and good pictures and good branding, you're gonna start setting yourself apart from 90% of other artists. There's a lot of people doing music now. You know, we see it. There's way more people that was doing music now than there used to be. Some people, that's intimidating. One of the things that we'll mention here is if you start doing these things that we're talking about in this video, you are literally setting yourself apart from 90% of the people. Whenever you start branding yourself different, whenever people start actually seeing high quality things, you're gonna give people something to support. People will want to support your music. You're giving them something worth supporting. And be sure to start forming up those relationships with your graphic designers, with your videographers, photographers, because we're not gonna be going back to the old days where it was strictly about music. We live in a very image-driven society now, and these relationships are gonna be more important than ever right now. I should have mentioned this a little bit sooner. I'm not saying fake who you are. Stay true to yourself and build an image that complements your music. So number 3, we're not just gonna be posting this video and not giving y'all anything to take away, not giving you anything to actually go download. We're gonna actually drop some really valuable resources down in the description down below. We're gonna add a lot of links. I'm gonna add some different downloads in there as well. Let's go ahead and jump into it. So if you've made it this far, we know you're serious about taking your music, taking your career to that next level, but I know there's gonna be 2 groups. There's gonna be one group that's gonna hear all this stuff and it's gonna be like, hey, like that's exactly what I needed, that's confirmation, I'm gonna go do that now. I'm gonna hit up a few graphic designers, videographers, photographers. Then there's gonna be another group to where if you're anything like us, this is where we were. We didn't have the budget to do a lot of stuff. So at first we had to do a lot of our videos, pictures, all this stuff on our own because we just didn't have the budget to do a lot of this stuff. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna drop some very valuable apps, some resources, all that good stuff down here in the description down below. That way you don't have any excuse as to why you can't go ahead and start implementing this today. One of the best budget-friendly resources that we could possibly link is a website called Fiverr.com. Basically what it is it's a great website for if you're wanting graphic design. They even do voiceover stuff, video editing, marketing. They have all that stuff straight from that website. Basically what it is, it's a network of people who specialize in all these different fields, and they offer multiple different services that you can check out that will be super beneficial for you as an artist to get some high quality work done for a decent price. Now for some of the apps that we recommend. Obviously your social media apps, you've got to be on social media. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok is another big one that is blowing up right now. Those are kind of a given. You probably already got those downloaded. So these are just gonna be some additional apps that you may not know about that we have been using over the past few months. Adobe Lightroom. I believe this is a free download. It's a photo editing program, software. It's mobile. You can also download it on your desktop. I believe you may have to actually pay for it if you want it on your desktop. It's a great way to kind of edit your photos and kind of give them that clean, pristine look as you start to develop your image. One of the things about this Lightroom too is we have also provided down below a downloadable link of some presets that you'll be able to use to just kind of make your pictures look a little bit better than just straight out of the camera. Another app that we have down here is an app called Made. Super cool app to where there's a bunch of different templates to kind of make your stuff look modern instead of just posting your generic pictures. Definitely check out Made. Another one is Unfold. If you've seen some of our stories and it looks like our stories kind of like glitching, that actually came from an app called Unfold. They have a bunch of different filters, different things like that on there as well. Check that out. And the last one that I have down here is a app called Kamon Classic Film Camera. Obviously that vintage look is kind of coming back in style, like the Polaroid look, the film type look. Definitely check that out if you're kind of going for that style. That is an app that we utilize a ton for some of our stories. So definitely check that one out. The last resource that we'll say here, there's all kinds of filters now that are super dope. They're straight from Instagram. So if you go to where, say you add a story, at the top left corner, you got the camera. Say you're gonna add a story. Swipe at the bottom, swipe all the way to the right to where it says browse effects, and you have almost unlimited amount of different filters that you can use for your Instagram stories. Just so it's not super plain, super basic, check that out. So that wraps up today's video on the importance of image. So hopefully by the end of this video, you have got some tips, some tricks, some hacks that's going to help propel you, to help prepare, not propel, to help, actually, it is propel. To help propel your career as an artist, as a producer, as a songwriter, as a creative to that next level. So that wraps it up, guys. Let us know if you got any other questions. Let us know how this helps. Let us know if you download some of these apps. We would love to see what you create out of from some of these resources that we've provided. But until next time, I'm out of here.